Hello everybody, I'm back. Welcome back to The Headache Situation. It's a series of videos and podcasts brought by the Michigan Headache and Neurology Clinic in East Lansing, Michigan. These episodes are free of any influence or sponsorship from any drug company, insurance company, or hospital corporation. I am Edmund Messina. I'm a board-certified neurologist and a headache specialist, and I'm also a headache sufferer, so I speak for all of us. This installment of The Headache Situation will continue our discussion about side effects, the bane of patients and doctors alike. Our previous video was an introduction to side effects in general. Now we'll go further. This video will continue to rationally discuss side effects and how to look for them so you're not misled by less accurate information. Now, first a disclaimer. Remember to read the disclaimer at the beginning of the video and the one on the Headache Situation website and the podcast site. Basically, all of our videos are intended to be informative and educational. They're not intended to replace your doctor, your physician assistant, or nurse practitioner. Do not make any health decisions based on the information discussed here. Talk to your doctor. All right, what we call side effects comes from medications' properties, interactions with other substances, and of course, when not used properly. These properties do not affect all people in the same way. There is a tremendous variation among humans based on age, general health, diet, activity, and other medications and supplements that a person is taking. It may also relate to the dose that you're using. Like I said in the previous video, not everyone gets a side effect. Most people get no side effects from most medicines. Knowing what side effects have been reported by others can be a mixed blessing. Logically, if you're feeling different after starting a new medicine, it may be from the medicine or from other factors, so talk to your prescriber. Knowing that a medicine may cause a side effect is not the reason to not try it. Being aware of side effects should be more of a guideline. It's not a call to action, so you're on the alert for them. Just because a side effect has been reported in someone else, it does not mean that everybody gets it. Logically, it would be helpful to know what percentage of people have had problems with a medication. We'll get to that pretty soon. Remember, some side effects only occur at higher doses, so if you're going to begin with a low dose of a new medicine, it doesn't mean that you'll get that side effect at that dose. Most decent clinicians will discuss new meds with their patients so that there are no surprises. No rational doctor will be using a life-threatening or dangerous medicine on someone with a non-life-threatening condition. Give us a little credit. Most side effects are merely annoying, different from adverse effects, which are discussed in our previous video. But let's talk about adverse effects for a moment. Like I said in the previous video, adverse effects are unwanted reactions which occur when a medication is administered properly. Some are predictable and dose-dependent, like certain cancer medicines producing reduction in your immune system. Others are unpredictable and not dose-related. Allergies or intolerances, again, allergies. These are adverse effects. This is different when we tell people that a med might make them drowsy. They need to prepare for it in case it happens. But the typical side effect is not catastrophic. So what about adverse effects? Those are the things you see listed at the bottom of the drug ads. Just for fun, as I was trying to come up with a good metaphor the other day when I was talking to one of my patients, imagine if an auto manufacturer had to list potential side effects or potential adverse effects from an automobile. This car, if not operated carefully, can go over a cliff or into a tree. Please be aware that playing soothing music on the sound system may cause you to fall asleep and get into an accident. Be careful not to slam your door on your fingers or your head. Now, I'm not belittling warnings. These have to be taken seriously, and these issues need to be discussed by your prescriber in detail and in context. Now, the FDA has started the FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, FAERS, public dashboard. It was established in 2017 to promote greater transparency for the public. At first, this sounded like a good idea, but like all information available online, it can be taken to an extreme, to the detriment of the patient. Now, it's a long URL, which is on our screen, but for you podcast listeners, just go to FAERS, which is the public dashboard for the Adverse Event Reporting System. Sounded like a good idea, but if you get too much information, it might scare you away from doing anything. The purpose of the database is to identify safety signals that some products may cause, which were not predicted at the time of clinical trials, which led to the initial FDA approval. Remember, these FDA trials are actually not huge series of patients. Now, to inject some logic into the situation, just because the public is reporting an adverse effect, it does not imply causality. In other words, it's good that people are reporting adverse effects, but each one needs to be investigated to be sure there is no actual relationship to something else. They need to prove causality, that it was caused by the medicine. The overall information gathered on that website is helpful for the FDA, and it causes them to look into the med, but conclusions cannot be made without getting all the facts. In my career, I've seen many meds pass the FDA and even after a few years of use, get pulled from the market. I recall several agents which were very widely used, which later caused deaths. I recall numerous popular medicines, including the popular arthritis medicine Vioxx, which caused heart attacks and strokes, and a certain antihistamine which caused fatal cardiac arrhythmias. These were removed from the market. For this reason, a wise professor once told me, "Don't ever be the first or the last to use a medicine or a surgical procedure." In the headache world, we have so many options that it is not unwise to not jump at the latest sensation. Make sure it's safe. Side effects are different. They can be foreseen, and patients can be warned to look out for them. These are usually mild and harmless and resolve on their own in a few weeks. These can be transient sleepiness, dry mouth, or other symptoms. Remember, there can be bad reactions from med interactions too, including supplements, and some of them have also been taken off the market in the past. Because supplements in the U.S. are not scrutinized and are outside the authority of the FDA, we have no idea of safety or even purity of the product. If the product label says supplement, it is essentially outside the law, and that even includes the lists of ingredients on the label. No one is checking. Likewise, as annoying as pharmaceutical advertising is, at least they're overseen by the FDA. Supplements can make any claim they want and do not have to prove it. Don't be misled by the phrase, clinically proven. It doesn't mean anything. So back to you and your headaches. All right. It's a big mistake when someone looks up all the many side effects and does not start to use a medicine, either because a friend had a reaction or because of the internet or from some generic instruction sheet from the pharmacy. We'll show you a better way to find out side effects and such. Why look up side effects? Probably not a good idea if your prescriber personally discussed it with you already. I don't mean generic handouts from corporate medical practices or pharmacies. These must be taken into the context of the individual patient and the individual medication. They need to talk to you. You are the individual. So if you think you're having a side effect or adverse effect, talk to your prescriber about it. If it's a bad one, you need to simply stop the medicine, but seek help. Some people are very suggestible, and many of our patients have the insight to not look up side effects. I'm not saying every medicine is benign or that drug companies are benevolent. Certainly not. You just need to be aware and alert. Be sure you ask about what to expect when you're getting your prescription from your prescriber. If they won't talk to you, find someone who will. If they tell you to have the pharmacist explain it, find a better doctor who will spend the time with you. If you're really concerned about safety, you can go to Medwatch. Medwatch is the FDA Safety Information and Adverse Event Reporting Program. It's a mouthful. You can just Google Medwatch, or you can simply go to www.fda.gov/safety/Medwatch. It's basically your FDA gateway for critically important safety information and reporting. It's to report serious problems with human medical products. All right, so when a new med is approved, Medwatch will monitor it. Patients can register their complaints also. You can log into it, you can subscribe to it, you can send them tweets and all kinds of information if you wish. If there are a lot of complaints accumulated, the FDA will investigate and either add additional warnings or take it off the market. A word about warnings. If you look at your package insert for a medicine, it comes with the drug, there may be a black box warning on certain medicines. A black box defines special precautions and warnings, and it's added to the top of the package insert. Good things to look for sometimes. Remember, you can have a say. You can report a side effect. You can get on their notification list, email, Twitter, etc. for meds or devices. And I mean devices. Any kind of FDA-approved medical device is fair game here. But let's just say you want to simply look up a side effect and not be trying to rain blame and contempt and pestilence on a drug company. Let's just say you want to look up a med and see what kind of side effects have been reported. You need to know percentage-wise what makes sense. Otherwise, every drug has every side effect, and that's not very useful for you. In that case, you can go to Daily Med. Daily Med, it's a big long URL. Just Google Daily Med. The actual graphic is here on the video, but for podcast users, Google Daily Med and you'll find it. It's a .gov website. On the video, I'm showing a graphic for Topamax. Podcast users can just Google it if you want to see what this looks like. I picked Topamax only because we use it so much in the headache world. So bottom line, your prescriber is probably not trying to do bad things to you with prescriptions. And the drug companies are probably not all evil. It's just that you are an individual, and individuals can have reactions or side effects from certain meds. Odds are that most people will not have any problems, but it's good to be aware. Just don't let it interfere with trying a medication that can help you, as long as your prescriber gives you a good explanation of why it is being prescribed and what to expect, within reason. The next video in our series will discuss interactions of common migraine medications and supplements, and how to evaluate or perhaps predict a bad reaction. To continue seeing these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or to our podcast to get more information. You can also find links to our videos and podcasts at www.theheadachesituation.com. You can also find us listed on YouTube or on the podcast channels under The Headache Situation. Remember, never give up on getting better control of your headaches. There's always something else out there that can help you. Good luck and good day.